Hi, I'm Derek Merkler, Certified Financial Planner, and this is Jockey Money Matters, making your money work for you. The topic of this short video is the myth of the mortgage interest tax deduction. When thinking about buying a home, jockeys and other horsemen often hear this compelling argument: you can save on taxes with the mortgage interest deduction. Sounds great, right? But is it really the tax secret it's made out to be? Let's dig into the details. First off, who doesn't want to save on taxes? The idea of reducing your tax bill by deducting mortgage interest sounds pretty enticing, right? And it comes with the benefit of owning a house. Seems like a no-brainer. But before you get too excited when a real estate agent or a family member mentions this deduction, it's important to understand the fine print. The mortgage interest deduction lets homeowners deduct interest paid in a given year on their mortgage from their taxable income, potentially lowering how much tax they owe. But here's the kicker. That's a great horse name, by the way. This deduction often doesn't actually result in reduced taxes. To claim the mortgage interest deduction, you must itemize your tax deductions. That means listing all of your eligible expenses individually, like mortgage interest, certain medical costs, state and local taxes, and charitable donations, all of that, rather than taking the standard deduction. For many taxpayers, the standard deduction is actually more beneficial and results in fewer taxes. By taking the standard deduction, you don't get to deduct the itemized expenses, including mortgage interest. So let's talk about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, which increased the standard deduction drastically. And part of the stated goal for that law was to simplify tax filing. And for 2024, the standard deduction is $14,600 for single filers and $29,200 for married filing jointly. Because the standard deduction is so much higher now, far fewer people find it beneficial to itemize. So according to the Tax Policy Center, the percentage of taxpayers who itemized dropped from 30% in 2017 to under 10% by 2020. And this change is crucial for jockeys and horsemen to understand, in that most of the time, your itemized deductions, even including mortgage interest, will be smaller than the standard deduction. So buying that house may not actually reduce your taxes at all. But here's another thing to keep in mind. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act is set to expire at the end of 2025. If Congress doesn't extend it, the standard deduction would revert to its previous levels, making itemization more attractive again. But until then, for most taxpayers, the higher standard deduction is more beneficial. So what does this mean for jockeys? Well, don't let the idea of a mortgage interest deduction be the main reason you decide to buy a house. Instead, homeownership should be tied to your life and financial goals and where you're at in your career. The tax deduction shouldn't be a driving factor. So, as we finish up this video, it helps to understand your taxes and develop tax projections when making big decisions such as these. If you aren't doing that, or don't have the time to do that, consider working with a financial advisor, like me, who incorporates tax planning into their services, rather than just someone who files your tax return when it's due. If you found this video helpful, please share it with others who might benefit. If you want financial advice from someone who works explicitly with jockeys and horsemen, send me a message. Take care. Hey everyone, some compliance info for you. Keep in mind that the information presented in this video was believed to be factual and up to date as of the date of recording, but things change and I cannot guarantee its accuracy as time passes. The video should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed, and this video does not involve the rendering of personalized financial, investment, or tax advice, but is instead general information. A professional advisor should be consulted before implementing any of what I discussed in the video. If you don't have a financial advisor, consider sending me a message and we can figure out the best options for you. Take care.